Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the BIBURY BI2051A. It's also known as the Outdoor Mini Multi-Tool by BIBURY. It is their second new small multi-tool like this that's come out recently, and it is exciting. Reminded me a lot of the Leatherman Micra and the SOG Power Pint. Just so you guys know, I carry the SOG pretty much every single day, but let's get it out of here for the moment. It's not what we're talking about. I'm going to cover some pros and cons of this. Let's start with just the tool itself. It has spring-loaded pliers, and that is the only tool. Let me point that out. That's the only tool on the inside. It has a deep carry clip. I do like this very much compared to the SOG Power Pint, where the clip comes up to about here and you still have the rest of this sticking out. This clip goes all the way to the top, maybe even a little higher actually than the top of the tool, so it sits deep. Then I'm trying to not get in the pros and cons yet, so let's just cover what's here. A glass breaker, a box or like the plastic or box tape cutter right here, and then a nail file here. I'm gonna close these. There's no locks on the tools. On this side we have a safety seatbelt cutter, package opener. Not sure technically what to call this, but I believe it is made specifically for cutting cord and seatbelts to extract people in an emergency. The next tool is this. It is a scalpel, and when I tell you it's sharp, that is an understatement. It truly is scalpel sharp. It is by far the sharpest knife I've ever gotten on a multi-tool. It's scary sharp. We'll get back to that. The very last thing that was a happy surprise that I'm really excited about are these tweezers. It comes with tweezers. I'm so excited. Okay, let's jump in and talk about the pros. I'm just gonna run through them. Besides all the tools, which I do like every single one of these tools, this thing feels great in the hand. It is a nice beefy tool. Let me just show you a comparison to the Leatherman Micra. This is the Micra, in left hand is the Micra, right hand is the BIBURY, and you can see how it's like 25 to 30% thicker. Height wise, it is significantly taller, and thickness, it is probably 20% thicker, maybe a little less. It doesn't have a clip. The Micra doesn't have a clip, and that's enough of the Micra. I love this device though. I really, really do. It feels great. The scalpel is super, super sharp. The clip is super deep carry, which I really like. Well, I live in California, and just carrying a multi-tool, people think you're a mass murderer because you have a multi-tool. Seatbelt cutter, glass breaker, tweezers, I love all of it. I really do. I could talk about it for 20 minutes, but I want to keep this a reasonably short video. I'm going to talk about a couple of cons, and I'm going to talk about some tools that I wish were on here, but I know they weren't, or at least I should have known that they weren't. I shouldn't have just clicked and bought it and gone from there. I should have checked first. So it's not a problem with the multi-tool. It just doesn't have them, and that's scissors, any tools on the inside. There's no real knife, it's a scalpel. There's no screwdriver, no bottle opener. I don't really care about a can opener. The last thing is I don't like spring-loaded pliers. That aside, now I'm going to just cover a couple of actual negatives. It's a little bit heavy. Again, I guess that's just a comment on it. It's a little thick, a little heavy. It's a bit much, but man, for $23.86 that I paid for this. Let me say that again. $23.86. I got it with a couple of coupons that were on Amazon at the moment. Man, this thing is really nice. This SOG Power Pint is on Amazon right now for regularly $58. The silver one is $49, and this black one is on sale right now on Amazon for $49. $49 for this, $23 for this. So we're talking less than half the price. I think this is a fantastic tool, especially if you're looking for a first small multi-tool for a kid, well, I take that back. I like every aspect of it except the scalpel for a kid to have. That it's just a little too sharp for, no, it's a lot too sharp for kids to have, but I do really like it. I need to think that of myself as a responsible adult, so I'm fine with the sharp scalpel. I do want to cover one thing that I really, really don't like about this, and that is, let me just get my notebook here. I forgot to bring a piece of paper out, but here's a blank page. When I put the pliers, I close them all the way. You can see that there's a gap. I squeeze them more. There's still, it's not tight. I have to really squeeze them to be able to squeeze paper. So this is paper fully closed. I can move these pliers. They're fully closed. I can move them all over. If I squeeze hard, I can still move. I have to give it a real squeeze, real hard squeeze for it to tug on the paper. That's a real problem. That's a bit much for this tool. I believe I would consider the pliers the very main tool on here, and for them not to work perfectly, that's a problem. I don't like that. Other than that, I think this tool is amazing, and I think it is a great starter multi-tool, especially if you work in an office. Maybe you don't want to wear a multi-tool on your belt, which I don't, but you also don't want a big giant tool with a big clip clipped to your pocket and people thinking you're carrying a pocket knife and you're going to murder everybody, especially if you live in California. This is a fabulous first tool. I will be using this box cutter pretty much every single day. Literally every day in my house we get packages. The glass breaker I think is a nice rescue tool. I don't know if it's necessary if this isn't a rescue device, but I do really like it. I think it's a great add-on. Back to the seatbelt cutter. Again, maybe this is a rescue tool. I know a few people have called it that online. I don't see it as a rescue tool. It would have to have big scissors for me to be a rescue tool, and there is a BIBURY that I hope is on its way to me by now that I believe is considered a rescue tool. And then the last thing I want to say, this, as the sun changes, excuse the change in lighting, this scalpel is so ridiculously sharp. I just have some paper here to test it with. Let me just, here, watch this. It is ridiculous. I'm not even going to cut from an edge, just from the center. This thing is so, here's from an edge. This thing is so ridiculously sharp. I love it, and it scares me at the same time. I know another reviewer said the same thing. They were even nervous about closing it from the back. I don't have a problem really with that. I'm scared to accidentally have my finger in the way when it shuts. It'll chop my finger right off, not like a normal knife, but like a scalpel, which is exactly what it is. And by the way, it did come with 2 extra surgical scalpel blades in the box, so I'm very happy with that. Can never have enough knives. Anyways, this is a fabulous tool, the BIBURY BI2051A outdoor mini multi-tool. I recommend it. It's $23.86 right now, $23, almost $24. You won't go wrong. For anything under $30, I think this is worth it. I think this is a great tool. I'm really happy with it. I can't wait to keep playing with it and use it as part of my EDC for a little while and see how it goes. Anyways, that's that. Check it out, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to help me grow the channel.